Well, I remember I watched the interview you did with Adam 22 on No Jumper, and you said that you actually regretted doing the interview with VladTV. So why did you regret it?
I regretted it because at the time I was probably my most vulnerable. Like I said, I was coming out of a relationship that I was abused mentally, physically, emotionally. I was having all these things come out during the case that, like I said, this was my life and I didn't know all these things were like going on around me. I was still in shock. I was hurt. It was a lot of things that, like I said, I wish I would have given myself more time before I did that interview because I didn't essentially have the best people around me to tell me, oh, maybe you shouldn't do that, or maybe you shouldn't say that. Maybe you shouldn't pick up that fucking stack of papers on the floor so suspiciously sitting right next to you. Like, nobody was around to tell me that type of shit, because if they were, that would have not happened. But like I said, it is what it is.
Well, I mean, those stack of papers essentially was the first time that the world found out that Tekashi was cooperating.
Yes, but I wish I would have, let me rephrase it. I wish I would have never read that stack of papers talking to you. You can't be mad when people are calling you the feds and you have an indictment on the floor. You have me in a room that's all white that looks like an interrogating room. Like, it was just bad. Like, I really regretted it because I felt like I caught a lot of backlash. Oh, how could she read that indictment? She's the worst baby mother ever. But they're not considering the fact that, like I said, I wasn't in the right space mentally, emotionally. I didn't make the best decisions, and I didn't have the right people around me, to let me know it's okay to say, no, I can't read that paper, and I didn't know what exactly on that indictment you was gonna have me read. I thought it might have been the domestic violence or something, so it's just like, because he did plead guilty to that, and it was on the indictment.
Well, the way I look at it, and everyone's going to view it, differently, is that, in terms of the backlash that you got, you can't really be mad at the truth. You know what I'm saying? It's not like you read a false statement.
People don't like the truth. People can't handle the truth. You got to understand that to a lot of 12-year-old boys that are attacking me, he didn't do all the things that indictment is saying that he did. It's just, it doesn't work that way on the internet. So I did receive a ton of backlash. And even from different rappers who wanted to put their 2 cents in, calling me horrible, like what kind of baby mother I am. But they're not taking into consideration what kind of baby father was he, He beat me for 7 years. He openly speaks about it, or has spoken about it, on Channel 5 with Lisa Evers on the Shade Room, where he's describing how he beat my ass. He cheated on me. He had a baby. He was with different women. Aside from putting his hands on me, not taking care of his daughter, you're looking at me like, what kind of baby mother am I? Because, I ignorantly read an indictment when I shouldn't have. I'll be honest about that. But you're not looking at him for being horrible, even for the things that y'all know publicly, even being a snitch. I just don't understand how it works. But nonetheless, like I said, the internet is going to be undefeated, so it makes no sense to go back and forth at all.
Well, look, like I said, what you read ended up being the truth, within a couple of weeks.
That.
Yeah. And yeah, you can't handle the truth is a famous quote from a movie, but at the end of the day, the truth is the truth. And although there may have been some backlash from his fans, from little 12-year-old boys and so forth, the reality is, I think most adults looked at this and said, oh shit, this guy is about to really cooperate and really about to put everyone under the bus. And, ultimately, the paperwork was real. You are connected to him, obviously, and, I could stand behind that video and say, we actually, broke an important piece of information. which ended up being accurate and really kind of set the tone for everything else like that. You know, if I gave you a piece of paperwork which ended up being fake, then I would really feel bad about this type of thing.
I just wish I wasn't the person to read it. That's it.
Okay. Fair enough. And, you know, you talked about me in the interview. You said you got this.
Yes, I was very open about how set up I felt, Vlad. You don't understand. I was like, that fucking nigga. Vlad set me up. He had me read that shit. It was a whole stack on the floor. Do you believe that? Like, I was so mad. The defendant's obligation under this agreement are as follows: that he shall truthfully and completely disclose all information of the activities of himself and others to the U.S. Attorney's Office, that he will cooperate fully with the New York City Police Department, the Bureau of Alcohol, Tobacco, and Firearms, Homeland Security Investigations, and other law enforcement agencies.
Can I keep it 100 right now?
Go ahead.
We got that paperwork. We didn't just find that paperwork ourselves.
I know, and I was, like I said, I didn't necessarily have people being as vocal and saying the things that they should have had said to me. So, like I said, either way, it was still public information. But, hey, can you, like, pick up that stack of papers and read it? Was like, it was out there. It was a stretch compared to just sending you public documents that are public to read and go over. Like, it's different. You had them all, you had the whole shit printed on the floor.
Right. But what I'm saying is that whoever was working with you to help book that interview provided that paperwork for us.
Speaking points, I guess, yes, because I was coming forward. But nonetheless, it was never put out there that, oh, hey, you think I can have you read this? Like, no, it was, I felt on the spot. I didn't have the people around me to say, you don't have to read that if you don't want to, you know?
Right.
Like, this was you interviewing me that first time was the first time I've ever gotten an interview. You know? I'm a little bit more seasoned now, but it's just like, I was completely, like I said, at that point, just over everything. I wasn't there, like mentally, physically, emotionally. I felt, like I said, in a way, desensitized with a lot of things. So I fought myself for not even saying, like, yo, this is funny, you know, like, maybe I shouldn't read it, but like I said, nonetheless, it is what it is. It happened.
Yeah. Well, like I said, when the people who we're booking the interview with are giving us this paperwork before the interview with you, and it's coming from your people, I don't feel like there was any, you know, I assumed you knew what it was also. You see what I'm saying? The fact that your people didn't tell you that they're giving us this paperwork and we use the paperwork, I can't feel bad about giving you the paperwork, right? I mean.
But who does that? Hey, can you read that paperwork? Like, I didn't think that was a thing. Honestly, I don't know many people to have indictments sitting on the floor for people that they interview.
Well, I mean, we're also the biggest hip hop YouTube channel in the world. I mean, we got to where we are by breaking news and,
but like
asking
I said,
doing the things that other people
benefited
don't.
you enormously. Like, it benefited. The numbers were good. The numbers was really good. I woke up, I'm like, it's over 1 million and it's only been up like 16 hours, like less than 24 hours is over 1 million views. I think it was just a clip. It wasn't even the full fucking interview. So I'm like, all right, look, we're going to see how this shit goes. And then after that interview, that's when I started realizing, oh yeah, I fucked myself. Like, I read that. So now it is like snowballing into something where now I'm this horrible person.